All right, guys, what is going on? In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts on Daredevil. I have a good bit of time on the guy now, and I feel like I have a decent understanding of what he works with, what comps he doesn't work with, and also what you can and can't get away with on this character. Let's get right into it. For those of you guys that have been watching my stream, none of the things I'll say have come as a surprise because I get asked these questions all the time. If you haven't watched my stream, then this is for you. I planned on making this video after the first like 2-3 hours of playing Daredevil, like my first session, because a lot of times I felt like I had to swap. I was throwing, and I went right into ranked. I did not care. I looked up my buddy helped me with a combo, and I just ran with it and started doing it constantly and trying to do it, and I kept messing it up, and I still mess it up. But yeah, I have 8.9 hours, about 9 hours on this character, and my win rate is not bad. It's above 50%, and I will take that. Some of them may be swaps later into the game when I have to make a swap if they swap to counter me, but they still count as wins on the guy, and that's overall what it shows. 24 for 46 is not bad. It's a little bit above 50%. What I am happy about here is that when I first started playing this character, after the first few hours, I was 1 win in 9 matches played, and then after the next session, I was, I think, 4 wins with 16 matches played. And from there, I didn't really check, but we had a great day the other day on him. I was getting MVPs like crazy, and we've shot up. The last few days I've been playing him a bunch as well, and after, I think I had about like, now that I have 9 hours on the character and I have a positive win rate. And again, keep in mind, I'm playing these at a decently high rank. Like, I was Celestial 1, almost Celestial 2. I've been in high GM or low to mid Celestial playing Daredevil, and I've been getting value, and I feel like at this point there's not that many people in One Above All Eternity, whatever, so it feels very gettable. Like, I was queuing with people in the top 1,000, top 500 yesterday during my stream. All right, now let's get into talking about his kit a little bit. I can move my camera to a better spot here. Above the abilities for now, it's fine. He's an interesting one. These, like I said, I wanted to record this video at 2 to 3 hours playtime and make it a first thoughts thing, because I do want to make a video once I get Lord on him. Unfortunately, it'll have to be after TwitchCon, so probably in about a week I'll have Lord on him. And I could like really show that off and say I did it. He is a very interesting kit, probably the most interesting of anyone that's been released in the game so far, even that was in the game on release. He has a ton of options, a ton of stuff going on with the greatest aim. I'm not someone with the greatest mechanics in these types of games. I also have never really played these types of games. This is my first hero shooter. I find characters like Daredevil, Iron Fist, Wolverine, like, they have that skill gap, and I really enjoy getting to know that skill gap and finding out what does and doesn't work. So Daredevil's been like incredibly fun for me. I have learned so much about him. I love using him so much. And what it comes down to is his abilities are just so outrageous. He has so many combos, so many options, so many weird little things about his kit that just make him really fun. I'm sorry if I'm rambling a little bit, but I'll just give my thoughts as they come. So let's just go over his kit real quick. I feel like it's important that you guys know the basics so I can really talk to you guys about things and get into detail about things about his kit, because it's very interesting and there's so many options. There really is. So first things first, when you press F, watch how I get a little movement boost, speed boost. See that little pickup? And for as long as this bar is in the bottom right of my screen on that Daredevil, I will have that movement boost. When you press F, it dashes you towards them, and that's kind of where you begin all your combos. But normally, almost every single time you do it, you want to have your E out, and you want to be in this position. E, 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 E. When you press it, it pulls this out. It gives you the opportunity to either do Devil's Throw or Devil's Chain. Devil's Throw kind of reminds me of a Cap shield throw, where you're just bouncing, ricocheting, and it does a ton of damage, and it bounces off people that are near intentionally, which kind of makes it overpowered. The reason I just shifted there, by the way, was to get my Fury back. If you guys see the flame on the middle of the screen, every single time you shift, you get the opportunity to use Devil's Cross again. Is that what it's? No, yes, you get the opportunity to use Devil's Cross every time you shift. Watch. So I will use an ability, blah, righteous cross. That's what it is. And then you press. If I press shift, I will get 2 of my Fury back, which is huge, and it's something that is super important about this kit, and I'll explain why in a little bit. I'm gonna keep going over his kit. Let me get the kill here, finish him off, because he has a lot going on, like I said. So see how I'm at 2 charge after getting that kill? Sometimes in a fight, and I'll explain it now, I may as well explain it now. Sometimes when you're in a fight, you finish off a fight, or you finish off a individual fighter, you have to reset, and you don't have, your shift is your main getaway ability, so you have to have that at all times when you're going in. So what you really want to do is make sure you have the 2 flames while also having the shift. So if you're running up to a fight, or if there's a stagger, you just want to use it. Like a delayed fight, you just want to use it and get that shift back. All right, so let's go into the main combos and the main thoughts. So again, what you want to do, you want to mark them, make sure the mark's above their head, press F, then press E. Honestly, I wouldn't I would recommend, if you are a Daredevil main, probably changing either the Devil's Throw bind that you see with the right click on the screen, or I would say maybe change your right click to block bind. I just used it, but it was minimal, like the parry, because sometimes these combos are very confusing and you will mess them up. So let me press F on the character. I have him marked. I press E. The main combo I learned right away, day one, the one I've been trying to do for a long time, is this thing. Press E. You do right click F, so it does that much damage. You do 2 melees, right just cross, which automatically comes up every time you press E, and then you want to do E, Devil's Chain. You have to hit the floor. If you hit the floor, you do more damage than hitting the player. So looking down or jumping is good, and then you would double melee Devil's Cross. So I'll do that in full, or Devil's Chain, sorry, not Devil's Cross. So watch, do that in full. Press F, Devil's Throw dash, double melee, right just cross, E, Devil's Chain, double melee, right just cross, or triple melee, whatever it is. Triple melee gets the kill there. And there's quicker ways to do it. Daredevil obviously is a character with 325 health, so it is a little different for him than it would be for a squishy. So let's go over here, for example, because there's quicker combos to kill. Like, that's a combo I would use on a Daredevil, or on a Hela, or on someone I'm fighting with a Punisher, or a tank if I'm trying to do huge damage. But otherwise, if people are close, you really do want to utilize the Devil's Throw a bit more. So once again, there is a large, and I mean insanely large variation of combos. One thing that is different about this character than some other characters, some characters have this as well, melee characters tend to, is his melee and his primary fire are different. So when you're using your primary, your left click, you're swinging your batons, and it has this weirdly like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, very monotonous, very basic. But what's interesting is his melee, which you need to be weaving. It's a hard weave, and honestly, I say do whatever it feels right in the moment, because I really don't know what is perfect yet. His melee is interesting because when you let it reset, it does 3 and then 1. See that delay for the fourth? So bang, 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 boom. Like, that fourth is so delayed that sometimes you can get away with throwing a third melee in there. It is very quick. You could left click, triple melee, or, like, you know what I mean? The any weave is pretty good. So let's go into this guy, a squishy. Do the mark and press E, do the Devil's Throw dash, and then you could do right just cross instantly, left click, left click. So that's pretty good. You don't even have to throw a melee weave in there. I think it's a decent one, to be honest. I think it's probably the thing I use the most against squishies, which is something I need to break the habit of because there's more to it. So again, Devil's Throw dash, right just cross, E, Devil's Chain, and they just get blown up if you hit the ground and do enough damage. So those are basically things I've been using since I learned the character. One thing that I've been trying to do more, because I think it's extremely overpowered, and again, these things will get you kills, especially 100% if you have someone diving with you coordinated at the same time. If you're queued with someone who plays like Cap, Venom, Magic, something that can get in, do a little bit of damage, this is huge. Now I'm going to give you a big secret on this one, because this one is something that my stream knows, but I haven't talked about on YouTube much. So I learned this combo from a buddy as well. I've seen people use it and talk about it. So instead of using Devil's Chain at all in this combo, I like to use that when I'm spamming at the end. Once I've already gone in and exhausted my cooldowns, just hit a little bit, get the Fury back, Devil's Chain. But for now, I think the best combo, once again, watch this. I'll show you from here. Actually, this is a better angle. So I'll F, and then you do Devil's Throw F, and then you press E again to get to this state again, and you do Devil's Throw again. So watch. Devil's Throw F, E, Devil's Throw. That is ridiculous speed, and that was slow. Like, I did that slow intentionally. Now there is a little bit of a caveat with this one, whereas if you dash from here, basically you want to be in between the supports almost. So you want to, if you're in a position like this, you want to dash to the further one, because when you do this, it ricochets more off this person, which gets more damage done to the main target. So watch, for example, you won't always get the kill, but for example, watch this. I'll ping this guy. I'll do the same exact combo from the front. So it's, again, you ping him, you press E, you do Devil's Throw F, so it's right click F, and then it's E right click. So look, they do damage, they're weak. I can Devil's Cross off that. Sometimes you honestly do even less damage, which is a little bit frustrating, but it's all good. So yeah, again, I think something I've been trying to work on really is coming in at an angle where they don't see me, having the further one pinged, pressing E, when they're pinged, and then doing the right click F, E right click, and they will just explode. Again, if you have anyone, that is a 250 health character. You could even Devil's Cross at the end, you know, or Righteous Cross at the end. It is ridiculous how fast you can kill these characters. Again, especially if you have a Cap or a Venom diving in with you. Anyone who can really dive and put pressure. Iron Fist was probably one of my best games. I just uploaded it. I actually have that going up soon. I got 2 MVPs in a row, and one of them was with this Iron Fist, who was really good, and he was diving. We had a Cap as well, and we were flying. We were absolutely frying their backline, and there's nothing they could do. So again, I think this character is overall just super interesting. His kit is one of the most complex I've seen. Again, between whether it's the melees that come really quick, the 3 melees, or it's using your batons that are good. It's just, you have a lot of options, because again, so you want to get in, basically do as much damage as you can, and then, you know, when you're taking a little bit of damage, you want to hold right click, so you want to make sure you don't press your right click by accident. There's a bug going around right now where the right click hits on its own, but you want to just press your right click as you're about to get out, and then obviously look for a way out, and then you can Righteous Cross to any position. So his getaway is very serious. Like, at first I thought Iron Fist is better, and I still think to some extent Iron Fist might be, because again, you go up and down, and you have this like weird trajectory. You can kind of go anywhere, and you can go very far, and you can B-hop. There is a B-hop on Daredevil, I heard, but I haven't learned it yet. But again, with the get out, I think having, after you use your shift, having that Righteous Cross is great, because say you're in a fight, you're doing damage, you're getting a little damage, you use your parry, and then you want to get out, you go this way, and then using that Righteous Cross to get you around the cover or change direction is huge and will save your life every single time. It took me a little bit to even realize I had that Righteous Cross in there, but once I did and I started getting it down, it's been huge for me. Recently, something I've started doing in my games as well, which is probably really dumb, but to be honest, I've kind of learned how, if I'm going to kill someone, if depending on how much they're peeling for me, like I have a good awareness. I've played enough dive characters at this point. I've played Cap, I've played Magic a decent bit. I have a ton of hours on just a bunch of people that are diving and backline characters, and I feel like I have a decent understanding now of what I can do and what I can't do. So basically, when you go in and you're doing a ton of damage, you need to know what your getaway plan is. You need to know what you're going against, and that's the biggest thing. Like, if there's an Emma, did you get her diamond out? Should you go in, get Emma's diamond out, and run away? Should you go in, evade Bucky for a little bit, get his shift out, go away, and wait for another dive attempt? So yes, so one thing I've been doing recently, which is pretty dumb, but I was told to do it sometimes. If I'm in a spot where I can use my shift to get a kill, to secure a kill, and I think I will live, I will do it. Like, I will be fighting. Again, it's a lot of spam, but if I know I don't have a cooldown up, I will, you know, I'll get in there and use a shift and grab myself to them. Because what a shift does with this character, I'll turn off cooldowns for a second. There's a couple ways. There used to be a way to pull someone, but I think it might be patched. When you shift someone, it kind of meets you in the middle. It does this weird animation. You used to be able to shift E. I don't know if it works anymore. Seems like it just cancels it. You used to just be able to pull people towards you, so I'm very, very glad that is not in the game anymore, because that was stupid. But yeah, so sometimes you'll be able to shift towards people. Sometimes someone will be running from you, and you will just shift them, and like, they'll be, imagine it's like an Iron Fist, and he kicks his way out, and he's running away, and you just shift towards him, and you're on him again, and he has no kick, and he's dead. Like, the character has so much dive ability, live ability. The second you get up to 2 Fury again, you can use your E, and then you're just, this lunge is pretty ridiculous. Like, the Devil's Cross lunge is crazy. So yeah, just a ridiculous kit, a ridiculous amount of options you can use. Obviously, while you're in fights, you want to be like re-pinging, pressing E, and doing your abilities, especially the right click one, the Devil's Throw, if possible, if there's people around, because it hits so many people and does so much damage. So yeah, I've been throwing around combos. I'm really struggling with that combo, the one-shot one. This one, recently, I've been struggling with it really bad. I don't know why. Something in my head for sure, because it's literally not a hard combo, but the other one is so ingrained in my muscle memory right now, after 6 hours of doing it straight and in the range, that I like do struggle to do it. His ult is definitely good. I feel like it is something you could definitely combo with almost anything to guarantee you kills, because people can't really look at you. So if an Emma ult's being used, something to keep the supports, to force them to look away or to run away. This ult is incredibly strong, because the people will not be getting healed, and they'll be taking permanent damage, and you're smacking on them. You can use it in their front line. You can use it if people put themselves out of position for a split second, like say there's a Magneto. I had a Bucky and a Magneto, for example, in a spot like this on a high ground, and we're waiting for them to jump on the point. We had point secured, and they came, mag dropped down, Bucky dropped down, and I said, yo, kill them. Because if I pop my ult, the supports can't really heal because they can't look at me. So I pop my ult when they drop down. They are like pretty much blinded. Anyone who's looking in my vicinity is taking damage. My mouse just died, but you get the point. You obviously want to be fighting while that's happening, if possible. But yeah, so I mean, is there anything I haven't really covered with him? Overall thoughts on the guy. I've been getting asked a ton because I definitely have one of the more played. I'm one of the more played streamers on the character as well now. I got top 50 on the leaderboard the other day. I don't know where I'm at now. I'd imagine I'm a little bit higher because today was a decent day of games on him, and my win rate's a bit up and my KD's a bit up. But I was top 50. I'm not sure what I am anymore. I think overall he's an incredibly strong character with a ton of potential. He does have that same, like, if you're diving alone you might struggle, whereas like if you're diving as Magic or Iron Fist or BP by yourself, you're more of a distraction, and if the team can somehow make space and push up, that's when you find your kills. Like, you shouldn't be getting kills solo or else the team is trolling a little bit. So yeah, I mean, ideally you have someone diving with you. I think this character with an Iron Fist, with a Magic, with a Cap is unbelievably powerful and is just really frustrating to deal with. He's a brawler. He has a ton of health. Again, when you use your E and then you Devil's Chain, you get 25 health. When you use your E and you Devil's Throw, you get 50 health. And as you're brawling within that, you will go above those numbers at a max of 450. So you are a brawler. You can keep your health up by doing things like that. His ability to run up walls is pretty nuts. One tip I will give you, which I did not realize until someone pointed out in a recent YouTube video of mine, because you want to run around in this form at all times. Again, I'm sorry if this is too rambly for you guys. I just used to do this with Fortnite, and I'm used to recording like this. You want to run around with this ability out pretty much at all times, I would think, because why would you not? It's how you do almost every combo. If you press F, you can keep it on the entire time, turn it on and off. But when you run up a wall at all, you lose it. So I have, again, kind of as a little side note to myself, I've taught myself to just, if I see someone behind a wall, for example, like someone like that, and I have a mark and I have my E out, I know now that when I run up this wall, I gotta repress E and then I can engage. And that is something that is a huge game changer, because if you don't realize that's happening and your E's going away, what's gonna happen is something like this, where you have them pinged, you have your E, and you go up the wall, and then you don't realize you don't have your right click. This is what will get you killed. You don't realize you don't have your right click to engage, and you will press right click dash. There goes your, I have my cooldowns off, but there goes your parry. And then you're in there thinking the entire time that you have your parry and you just use, and you're good, and then you get weak and you go to parry and you don't have it, and then you get killed. You try to grapple out and you die. That has killed me, I mean, so many times it's a little ridiculous. So just make sure, once again, when you're running up a wall, this is a huge tip for you guys, to press E again, realizing it goes away, because I think some people just wouldn't realize, like, you just go right into a fight and you don't think about it, but it does go away, so you have to reset it every single time. But yeah, I mean, I would say, again, he's a very strong character. He has very high potential. Like, I am nowhere near mastering this guy, and maybe that's just a testament to how bad I am at games, or at this game in particular, or hero shooters, or mechanical characters. I got alright at Spidey in a short period. But yeah, his, you know, he has a ton of potential, and I have not even come close to unlocking it yet, because I still find myself, after doing the initial combo, I am kind of just looking to spam E and spam left click. And I think that's a bad habit to have. Like, ideally, every day I play, I get slightly better at this, slightly knowing, like, I know what I have and what I don't have. It is very hard to be brawling in a big fight and realize how much fury you're at, because you need 2 fury to press E, and as you're brawling, you get your fury back. I wish there was a way, if you, like, were to passively get your fury back, I think that would be really broken, and that is probably not good for the game. But it is really clunky to not have it. Again, you sometimes need to press shift to get it back. But yeah, a lot of times my worst habit, I would say, on this character, which again gets better every single time I play and will only get better, is I will sometimes use my right click before I go in, and then I don't have my parry, which is horrible, bad habit. And then again, what I don't really think is that bad of a thing, because it's getting value and I'm putting in a ton of damage regardless, is I don't understand the exact amount of hits yet in between using my abilities. Like, I haven't, like, thought about it or taken the time to really learn it, so I'm just going into games. So once I use that, again, once I use that ability, I'm in, and I'm just kind of doing a little bit of melee damage or doing a little bit of left click damage, getting my fury back, devil's chaining the ground, throwing some melees in there. Every once in a while, when I press FE, maybe I'll throw in a little devil's throw F, and then, you know, it's just a lot of spam for me. And the character, I think you can truly get away with that spam, but the person who will be the best in the game at this character is someone who masters that spam, where they're spamming, but they know exactly what they're doing. Every single time I play, I feel like I have a better understanding of my spam. Like, I know what's going on a little bit better. I'm a little bit more aware of my fury. I'm learning how many hits it takes, but it's not something I'm actively like thinking about all the time. I'm just kind of going and doing combos, and if I think I can stay, I am spamming, and if I think I can't stay, I'm running away or parrying and then running away. Overall, I think this character is, again, strong, very strong. If you are diving solo and your team is not that good or not putting up that much pressure on their backline at all, you will probably struggle, especially if they are triple support. If you are diving into people who sleep you, you will be killed a lot. Bucky does counter you, and he's really overpowered, and he doesn't get banned enough. So yeah, there's a ton of counters to you. You are a decently big target, but I will say he is fun. I mean, he's really fun. He's the most fun I've had playing this character. Like, I have really had dreams, like, itching to get on and play this game, to play more Daredevil and improve, because that feeling of improving is just so fun right now, where I'm in that zone of, like, I really want to learn this character and get better and get really good at him. And then if I ever have to play a tourney or anything, I can kind of pull him out and be like, hey, yeah, you can't, like, if we want to dive with him and people don't learn to counter him, he will be an asset to anyone. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, sorry if it was a little rambly. If you guys have any feedback for me about videos like this, let me know. I will be making a video when I hit Lord on him as like a progression style video, probably a longer form that I think will be really, really good. I already have the thumbnail planned out and everything, so I'm excited for that. Make sure you guys drop a sub, turn noties on, and are here for that. I'm super excited for the content coming out soon. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe. Peace.